Now, and one of the things that we are focusing on is a lot of better financial management for PGs and hostels, because generally in this sector there's a lot of factors that will reduce your profits. I mean, there are so many aspects to running a PG, things from, bookings management to expenses that will, by some estimates can reduce your profit by 30 to 40%. Four of the things that I think are most important: bookings and lease management, like, how to make that much easier; cash management, because there is still a lot of cash usage; expenses, calculating your expenses; vendor management, and your profits properly. And the fourth thing is, of course, moving towards online payments and also doing some marketing, remarketing especially, to ensure that you keep getting business. So I'll show you how we approach this from the Finner PMS perspective. So let's look at, the finances. Sorry, not the finances. Look at the settings first. So in terms of setting up the hostel, we will take all your details, the property type, meal plans, if any, the units, all of that basic detail, as well as the financial information like GST, tax rates, and things like that. And also any products that you might be selling to your clients. So products might be something like even expenses like electricity, water, meals that you maybe provide, because you want to track that and effectively track that and be able to charge for it, as well as any extra products. And also SMS and email, and we also provide WhatsApp integration through our system. So the first thing, it all starts from the customer journey, which starts at a reservation, which is basically if somebody calls, or somebody sends an email, or there's an online booking, you create a booking. So the first thing is to create a booking. Test form. And this is important because they will be receiving emails. So I'm just putting in random information right now. Generally it will be a direct booking, let's say through a walk-in. It could be any sort. So this helps you track where you're getting bookings from. So it's a shared room. You have to select the room type, room number, and then of course, and it also works if you've got, let's say, beds. So let's say you've got 4 or 8 beds in every room, or 3 beds. So you can create individual bed units. I'm just this as an example. And then the number of guests will be 1. If you've actually got rooms, then you can actually have multiple guests. So let's say if it's a monthly booking from the 12th to the 12th, or maybe the 11th, right? So yeah, so we did that. Let's do that. Sorry, from the 12th to the 11th. Yeah. And let's just calculate the tariff. Let's just put it in as whatever. That's it, 25. And if there is GST, the GST will be auto calculated. If it's a cash payment and they've paid 5,000 rupees as advance on the day of booking, no meals by default. Let's say there are no meals, that you've not selected any other comments that you want to put in, and that's it. So you have created a reservation. Now on the day that they come in, so I've actually put it in as the same day for now. So generally what happens is there might be a gap between the reservation and the check-in. So that will also help you plan your inventory. So I'll just click over to the other one. Yeah, so this one. So let's say now that now there's a 20,000. So this also helps you maintain your outstanding balances. So you can see how much money is outstanding and how much, is due to you. So that helps you better financial control. So somebody, let's say if somebody's, if there's somebody staying with you and they have not paid you, then that outstanding will show up there. So when they do come, you can actually add their details, including, let's say, their Aadhaar card, whatever. Let's say this is just a test. You can upload their ID, and you can check them in. So May 12th, and I can check in the guest today. I know that 20,000 is still outstanding, and check them in. We also have the ability to create an invoice. So the check-in is done. You can send them a welcome email. Let's say just do not send, and you can also send them a WhatsApp message. So that also helps you engage with all your, let's say you've got 20 or 30 people who are living directly, instantly they will get a WhatsApp, and they can communicate with you or your manager. So the other thing is we have multi-login. So if you've got managers who are managing the property, like 2 or 3 people, they can all log in, you can give them access rights. Now you can add services to their bill. You could add things like, food and beverage if you're serving it to them, or you could add things like, electricity or anything else that you're selling to them. And you can also add QR codes in their room so they can purchase from you. This is really important. So if you're actually charging them for things. Now, if suppose they made a payment, then you can also add the payment. So let's say they, they give you 5,000 rupees one day. So you say, okay, fine. And they've given it to you in cash. And that's it. So that payment will now be added to the account, so that that now they only so that transaction has got added here, and then that 15,000 they have to pay you 15,000 only. So this will also have a pro forma invoice. So I will just show you a complete invoice. Your invoice will be a GST compliant invoice, and whatever is your current GST rate. So this is the pro forma. This is not the final invoice, and all the details can be here, and this will also be sent to them on email, and you can attach that to the lease as well. So let's say you have the pro forma invoice, the final invoice, and the lease, and everything's actually recorded. So of course you can add the date of checkout, you can check them out as well. If there's any breakage, you can add that to the extra services. If they're purchasing anything from you, you can run a credit for them as well. So this is really good from a client perspective. Now the important thing is also the finance section. I'll quickly go to the finance section. Sorry. Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to show was the multi-calendar. So this is like this, at one quick view you can see, oh, what is my occupancy, how much is my vacancy levels, and this helps you plan your business much better. So this is really useful. So this is more of a view only mode. You will create the bookings from there, and then you can keep this on another screen to see, okay, fine, how much is my bookings. This can also be useful for your sales team. This is really good for the sales team. Okay, now we will go there and just select the property. Of course, it works if you've got multiple properties as well. So probably select another different property. So you will also have the ability to look at you will also have your invoices here. So all the invoices that are created, you can actually click and see, and you can also click through and see the invoice, so whoever is there, you can actually click and see the invoice payments. F&B, if you've got, you can check the F&B usage, and then there is a lot of statistics around what rates. This is useful because what are the ARR, what is the rate that you're charging per apartment, is that rational, can you charge more, should you be charging less? So this really helps you make a lot of decisions very quickly. Restaurants as well may not be, I won't go through into that. I'll go into expenses. So you can add all your vendors here. So let's say you want to add an expense, you have made a property level expense or a group level. So let's say you've done F&B services, you've paid, let's say, for groceries. Next, and you can select your property, and let's say this is a GST invoice. So this also helps you calculate GST input credit if you are looking at that. So 1,000, let's say whatever, 100, and payment mode, let's say it's cash. Save that. Skip file. You can also upload your invoices. So this is that. Similarly, you can add any of your vendors, so you'll know exactly which vendor you're paying how much. So when they come to collect the money, you will know exactly, and you can add their expenses. It also gives you a very quick, again, it's not an accounting system, but it does give you a very quick property level view, the number of transactions, the P&L and things, very simple things. The last thing, so this is really useful, that helps you plan your cash flows as well. The last thing I want to show you, that we are still working on right now. Apologies for this. So you will also be able to get all your cash balances. So any cash balances that you have, any cash transactions that are done, they will all come here. They will all appear here in your cash register. So if you're adding cash, withdrawing cash, or if you're receiving cash, and even receiving cash, so you can see the cash balances here. So this we are still working on this, so hopefully this should be ready soon. So broadly, yeah, that's our system. We continue to enhance it in terms of marketing. Of course, I said that you can send emails. That's very useful. You can send referral emails. You can send WhatsApp messages, automated WhatsApp messages. And then you can also put QR codes within. So you can really increase your revenues from other services. So.